Welcome, everybody, to the City of Coachella regular meeting. The City of Coachella City Council closed session and regular meeting of the City Council as the Coachella Sanitary District, Coachella Fire Protection District, Coachella Financing Authority, Coachella Education and Government Access Cable Channel Corporation, Coachella Water Authority, and the successor agency to the Redevelopment Agency and the Parks and Recreation Authority. We are adjourning from closed session, Mr. City Attorney.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm not sure the mic's picking up the voice, but in any event, we did discuss the actual closed session, received direction, but we're put it last.
Awesome. We'll move on now to our Pledge of Allegiance, and I'm gonna ask the Coachella football Arabs if they can lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. So I think you guys can. You can all stand. They're coming in.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. The Super Bowl champions, you don't know around. You can just all kind of get forward, stand, yeah, put it right in the middle. If you get your whole team in here and just come forward, look that way, because you're gonna be on camera. Line it up like you're gonna take a photo.
Want to do this first time? I'll get them out of it. Yeah, number 10. Yeah.
All right, if you can lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, say ready, begin.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'm gonna take a little item out of order here, and obviously we have the Coachella Youth Football Little Arabs proclamation, and they are all here and present. And who is your team captain? You have 2 or 3 of them?
Right here.
You ready to go?
Ready.
All right, I'm gonna go up there and I'm gonna ask the city council to join me as well. We're gonna recognize you. Well, welcome. Turn around. That way the audience can see you guys. Can you hear me? 1, 2. All right. We have a really cool proclamation for all of you. And by the way, each and every single one of you is going to get a copy of this if you haven't already. And this is a City of Coachella, California proclamation. And it reads, whereas the Coachella Little Arabs is a nonprofit program in the city of Coachella, and whereas the Coachella Little Arabs had 136 players in the program, their focus was molding future leaders of the Coachella Valley through the sport of football. And whereas they teach structure, discipline, and work with others towards a common goal. And whereas the Coachella Little Arabs players will take all the learned skills with them and use them in their daily lives. And whereas they mentor the youth from when they join the program until they graduate high school. And whereas this year they had 2 teams reach the Supreme Conference Super Bowl, 13 and under and 11 and under teams. And whereas the Coachella Little Arabs 11 and under team has a total of 22 players, 21 boys and 1 young lady. And whereas they finished the season with a record 10-1 record and went on to win the Super Bowl, as well as moving on to win the state championship, which was played in San Jose, California. And whereas the Coachella Little Arabs 11 and under team became the first team of the City of Coachella Supreme Conference to win the state championship. All right. I think that's kind of awesome. And it says, now therefore, I, Stephen Hernandez, Mayor of the city, and the City Council of the City of Coachella, by the powers vested in us, do hereby recognize the Coachella Little Arabs on their Super Bowl and state championship wins and urge all citizens of the city of Coachella to congratulate them. So we have over 50,000 residents in the city of Coachella, and 50,000 of our residents are really, really proud of you for what you guys have accomplished. Your discipline, your teamwork, your just staying as a team and representing Coachella statewide is something that we want to congratulate you all on, and very, very proud of you. I'll share with you that I used to play uh, football too. I used to play. It wasn't the Little Arabs. It was the Raiders back then. Well, you know, that's kind of controversial now because they're not doing very well. But anyways, my the what I learned from playing sports and what I learned from being part of a team and what I learned from, listening to my coaches and to my parents and listening to just people who really cared has made a huge difference in my life. And I know for a lot of the student athletes that were part of the city council, I know Neftali wrestled, Denise, I think you played a little bit of sports, right? Maybe a little cross country. Stephanie plays tennis. Frank, he's a marching band, four-year letterman, four-year letterman on the marching band. But what we learn from sports and what we learn from participating as a team has just been invaluable to what we are and what we become as adults. So I want to congratulate you. Where's your captain? Get up here. Get up here. And you're going to introduce your team and your coaches and your parents.
Don Rodriguez.
Can you introduce some of your teammates?
This is Sergio. This is Nate. This is Angel, Lynette, Jaime, Nikolai, Mason, Noah, Alan, Emma, Zayden, Mike, Pompa, but his real name's Luis, but we call him Pompa. Angel, Mason, Jesse, and Israel. And Ez and Elijah. And then for our coaches, I got Mike. Then I got Alan, and then I got Coach Andrew. Then got Coach Caesar. Then I got Coach Marcelo. Mid, I call him Mid because, yeah, I just call him Mid. Yeah, we call each other Mid. And then,
What about your parents? What about who's the AD?
we got Brittany, and then the other AD's not here, but I got my mom, Julia. She's the paramedic, and then that's really it. And then we got all the moms helping out too, and the pop. That's all. Oh, we'll do 2 claps. Give me 2 claps in a Ric Flair. Woo! Give me 2 claps in a Ric Flair. Woo!
Well, I can see why you're the team captain, because you remembered everybody's names, you remembered the coaches, you remembered the AD, you remembered the parents. Man, you're probably gonna be the future mayor here or something, you know what I mean? Because you got a lot of skill and I appreciate that. And but we're really, really proud of you. I'm gonna give the mic to my colleagues and allow them to say a few words as well, because we're just proud.
I do want to thank the Little Arabs League. You know, it's existed for many, many years, and you've turned out not only great players. You know, my nephew JJ Rodriguez was one of the Little Arabs back then. You know, went on to play at CV High School, and they won many championships. So, you guys are teaching discipline, you're teaching responsibility, you're teaching accountability, you're teaching teamwork. And so these are skills that they're going to have for the rest of their lives. Whatever choice that they make, whatever path they choose, these are skills, they're lifelong skills. They are never going to lose it. And I also want to take time to thank all the parents. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of commitment. And many times I think you guys lean on each other as, hey, can you take, my kid, can you take? So even within you guys, there's a lot of teamwork as well. I know some of the people in the back over here, I see, some people that I grew up with as well that have their kids playing, for many, many years. So I want to thank all of you. I want to thank the league. You guys have done a lot and you will continue to do so much for us and you will continue to turn out future leaders. So thank you to all of you.
I got a mic over here. One. Is it on? Yeah, look, just congratulations. I think, we saw this year, CV high school football was amongst the best in the Coachella Valley and amongst the best in the county. And that's because there's feeder programs like this one here. Knowing that it doesn't stop here, it'll continue. And one day you all are going to be able to win CIF champs at CV high school, or wherever is it that you end up going. And
CV,
yeah.
we're going to CV.
Yeah,
We're gonna become a new high school too, so
Yeah.
that by the time you get there, it'll be ready.
Let's make sure we have a new high school and a nice football field for when you all go to CV high school. But we're very proud of CV, very proud of all of you. And make sure to do good in school. If you're great in the field, that you're even better in the classroom, because you need to be a role model to the kids that are next to you and saying, damn, this kid plays football after school and he has the best grades. I want to make sure everyone says that. So do good in school, do good in the field, and way to represent Coachella.
Congratulations to all of you and your willingness and dedication. I want to give a shout out to the young little girl over there, Emma. Yeah. Yeah, congrats, Emma. Keep making us proud. It's not easy, I think, to play with and practice with a bunch of young little boys. So I can only imagine how difficult that is. But congratulations, keep making us proud. And to the parents and the coaches, your dedication and also your willingness to help out the community is amazing. So thank you so much for everything that you do. And you guys keep going at it. It's not always easy, but you guys are doing a really good job. So we're proud of you.
I want to say congratulations to them, right? And I think as sports, it creates a lot of mentality of being focused and Councilwoman Delgado talked about that and it's important. But I want to give a shout out to parents again, because I remember my mom waiting for me till 10 o'clock at night after a football game, after band. She's like, what time are you going to be there? Because parents are there for you no matter what. Your guardian, they're always there for you, always support you. And, I really want to shout out the parents and the coaches for all the work they do, because this is the next generation of Coachella. And then teaching them these skills is really helping them moving forward. Thank you.
And to the parents who gave the kid who didn't have a ride home, thank you too, because that was me. By the way, I just found out what Emma's nickname was. It's Prime Time Emma, because she was a shutdown cornerback. That's like Deion Sanders. Look at what he's doing now. So Emma, you got a great future. And to all of you, congratulations, coaches, parents, community, ADs, everyone. Thank you so much. And congratulations, the Super Bowl champions. Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. So thank you again for being here. And on behalf of the city, congratulations. Do one picture. Oh, it's your dad's birthday. Where's he at? Coach. Coach Alan, we're gonna do something special. Let's sing him happy birthday on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. And many more. Happy birthday, Coach. Merry Christmas to all of you, huh?
Felicidades.
And thank you for the trophy. We'll keep it here at City Hall. Oh, I forgot to mention Carlos Campos was one of the leading running backs for CV. Yeah. But the difference between Carlos is that Carlos, he had a 5'6" pulling guard. So he didn't really, he was always running. Oh yeah, now take the picture like that. Very nice.
Did we get in there? Did we get in there?
Right here. Congratulations.
Awesome. Great job, you guys.
And AD, you guys did get our check, correct? The city's check? We did send you a check. It's still in the mail, Gabe? Oh, come on. Come on, Gabe.
Interest rate.
Oh, sweet. It's in the mail.
It's because they had given the wrong mailbox.
Wrong
Okay,
PO
we're
box.
sending it out again.
But it's going, it's
It's
going.
going, it's going.
We went out of order a little bit.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You.
We'll move on now to council reorganization. This is the nomination for the position of Mayor Pro Tem.
Make a motion to nominate Stephanie Virgen as our next mayor pro tem.
I'll second.
So I'll nominate myself.
There's a second, all right.
Is there,
We
no,
can
there,
still-
well, no, there's a motion and a second. There's a subsequent motion. Is there a second?
A second, Councilmember Delgado.
There's a second. We will take the substitute motion first. Can we get a roll call?
I would like to just make some comments towards this. Is that this is my third year here, my third year on city council. I've served on every commission. I mean, I don't think that there's any individual who has served more for this city than myself. So it is a bit hurtful for my colleagues to bypass me. You know, I think that I've earned it. And so if the mayor can give your reasons,
I'm the one that nominated Stephanie.
your reasons.
No, I mean, I don't need to give you an explanation, but I could give the community an explanation. But I owe you nothing. I owe you no explanation. Stephanie Virgen is qualified. She's served us well, done a lot of great role, has continued, has been present, has represented us effectively, efficiently. And I don't, need to further explain, but there, again, you have a motion. Part of the goal too for being a mayor or mayor pro tem is someone that's a community builder, someone that can bring us together. I think that Stephanie Virgen and even Frank, who have been here shorter than you have, can do an even better job on bringing this council together and running us as a community. Because actions like the one you're doing today is partly why I'm gonna vote no for your appointment as mayor pro tem. this stuff happens quite often when something doesn't go your way, and giving you the dais will make our meetings even longer, prolonged, efficient, and so we can't be having a mayor or mayor pro tem running a meeting saying, give me an explanation. So it's about running our city efficiently, effectively, representing us well, being a community builder, and I think all of that is in Stephanie's background.
So speaking up has nothing to do with bringing problems or issues or challenges. But, you know, my colleagues have consistently left me out. And I think it has a lot to do with me running last year. And that's okay. We have our differences, you know, but even when I put up with things or I'm disrespected or put down, I still respond gracefully and respectfully every single time. That is what leadership looks like. And as far as commitment and community building, not only do I have a 100% record here on City Council, is that my commitment to the community is nonstop. Whether it's in the soccer field, whether it's with the small businesses, whether it's with, you know, a lot of the parents, whether it's with kiddos, I'm constantly in the community. I've committed myself. And I don't think that so much that I'm owed anything, but I do think I deserve an explanation because, like I said, I've been here the longest. And so with that, I still, you know, those are my reasons. And, you know, my colleagues have made their decision.
Go ahead and vote it.
Well, we haven't voted. There's a motion. We'll go ahead and ask for that vote.
So I'm gonna take a vote on the subsequent motion for Councilmember Delgado.
No.
It's gonna be for your nomination first.
Oh,
Okay, so, and then, okay, Councilmember Delgado,
yes.
Councilmember Figueroa,
Yes.
Councilmember Virgen,
No.
Mayor Pro Tem Galarza,
No,
Mayor Hernandez.
No.
Okay, that motion does not.
make a
pass.
motion again.
No, it's already present.
It's already
She
present.
has-
I'm gonna take roll on the first motion for Councilmember Virgen to be Mayor Pro Tem. So Councilmember Delgado,
No.
Councilmember Figueroa.
No.
Councilmember Virgen,
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Galarza.
Yes.
Mayor Hernandez.
Yes, and I will only add, if seniority is the criteria, then obviously, seniority would be the criteria, but being the mayor pro tem has a lot to do with consensus building and being able to move an agenda. And when you look at how we've been consensus building and moving forward on an agenda, there's a lot of positive things that are occurring here. And we have the trust and confidence in now Mayor Pro Tem Virgen to continue in building that consensus. So I look forward to seeing you build consensus. I look forward in assisting in the matters and business of the city and having collegial conversations with your colleagues. Because I think that is very, very important that people talk, and it's not simply about I've been here the longest, it's about building consensus. So with that, we'll move on.
It's not seniority, it's commitment to the community. I just want to
We
clarify that.
differ. We
It's not
differ.
seniority, it's
Move on now
commitment to the
to
community.
the proclamations and presentations. We have one from the Coachella California Natural Resource Agency presentation from the Salton Sea Management.
Hi, good evening.
Hi.
Buenas tardes. My name is Miguel Hernandez. I'm the Public Affairs Officer with the California Natural Resources Agency. And I'm part of the Salton Sea Management Program. So I have hope it is a very succinct presentation about the efforts happening on the Salton Sea. And we bring this presentation to you so you're up to date on what's going on, what the current projects look like, what we have planning for the future, and ways that you can be engaged as you have been for past years. So we've been doing this rounds for different cities throughout the region, Imperial as well, and the Coachella Valley too. So I believe this is like our 10th presentation. So yeah, just waiting on our technology to get working. And just, I guess I'll get started well, first acknowledging that you have a very united community, just seeing what happened here with the with the team and just that leadership that you can see in those eyes and the strength of those kids and what that looks for the future of Coachella. I mean, I'm not part of Coachella, but I'm part of the region. So I'm, consider myself being just, the la misma bolita, like being part of the same crew and having similar challenges and needing the same kind of leaders, just like we saw earlier today. So I'm really blessed and humbled that I got the opportunity to be part of today's meeting and also the opportunity that I get to share this information with you all. So, like I said, I'm with the Natural Resources Agency with the state. We're a team of 3 different agencies: the California Department of Water Resources and the Department of Fish and Wildlife. So together we come as the Sound Management Program team, and we have a set of commitments and things that we have to deliver throughout this coming years. First, I'll start with our 10-year plan. That's a plan that was developed back in 2018. And now it's running on its 5th year. We have a commitment to deliver around 30,000 acres of projects around the perimeter of the Salton Sea. Some of them in the Imperial area, some on the north end, near community on Bombay Beach, near the community of Salton City, all over the place. And even we can count the New River as part of this efforts as well, with the projects happening in Calexico. So I'm not sure if we were able to get those slides going, but I can keep going if that's okay. Okay. So one of the things, one of our goals is to, at this point, we were able to get projects on the ground, seeing our investments, come to fruition, and that things are happening at the Salton Sea. But part of this effort and what I'm doing here today is to let folks know what's going on, so you all are aware of the future or what's currently happening at the Salton Sea. So just to talk a little bit of the challenges, as you might have heard or know about the challenges at the Salton Sea, the receding Salton Sea is creating an exposed lake bed for our communities, therefore impacting air quality, and that's an action, and also impacting the ecosystem of the Salton Sea, different species and wildlife at the Salton Sea that's being impacted by the recedence of the Salton Sea. Also, evaporation rates and just different factors that play a role of the amount of water that goes into the Salton Sea, play a role of impacting the Salton Sea ecosystem, and of course, protecting what's going on with air quality, and also the multi-decade drought that's happening with the Colorado River. So, not sure if we're able to skip on slides. Okay, no problem. So I'll first start off. I have actually some really cool pictures to show you that do some justice about what's going on the Salton Sea. But I'll start with our biggest project that's currently active. It's called the Species Conservation Habitat Project. That's a 4,100 acre project. And just to give you some perspective or some scale of the project, that's a perimeter of about 22 to 25 miles. So that's pretty significant in size. It has a 206 million investment at this point. And we just were recently awarded 70 million to start building an expansion of this project. So just making a bigger footprint for this particular project. So this is the Species Conservation Habitat Project is a project that's aimed to help with or what we call aquatic restoration, meaning that there's going to be water involved in this project, helping to, well, first having water in this exposed lake bed will keep the emissions down, but also will allow the ecosystem to start thriving again, particularly for the desert pupfish. So if we can skip a few slides now. Oh, right on. So I'll get to the cool pictures now. So this is about the 10-year plan I mentioned. We have by 2028 we have to deliver on these projects to total 30,000 acres. We also have a draft long-range plan that goes beyond that 10-year plan that now shifted to a feasibility study. That's a study that we'll be doing in coordination with the federal government, particularly with the Army Corps of Engineers. So that's that process just kicked off this year, back in March or so. So it's on an early stage, but there's gonna be multiple opportunities for future engagement and be part of this study that will sort of help lead the way for the future or the long-term restoration of the Salton Sea. So going through some of the pictures here, the FCH project, like I mentioned, this is an aquatic habitat project, the size of 4,100 acres. What you see here before you, it's what we call the causeway. This actually didn't exist there before. It was actually built on the water. And what you see at the tail end of this causeway, like a inverted L shape, that's actually a platform that houses 3 different pumps that actually will bring or pump water from the Salton Sea, bring it down through this causeway, since there is a pipeline there, and bring it into the New River area. This is the same causeway and still going towards the New River, and it's gonna be the water is gonna be brought in here to be mixed with New River water. So this piece of infrastructure that you see here did not exist there before. So this was one of the bigger components of this particular project. We refer to this area as the New River diversion structure. And what it means is that we're gonna be mixing saline water from the Salton Sea and fresher water from the New River to achieve a level of salinity that will help the desert puppies thrive. Part of this project, there are other components. To your left, you see a loafing island for birds. This is just to give you some scale too. Hopefully you can see that yellow truck in there. Just to give you a size, a reference for the magnitude of this project. This is only one of 12 islands that we have throughout the project. So just to give you some perspective there. To the right, you see some channels that were just deep water channels that will allow different water depths throughout the project. And now shifting to another set of projects that we got going on, particularly near the community of Salton City and Bombay Beach. We have, maybe you've seen these bells out there. This is actually a 2-phase project. The first phase was bringing the bells, grass bells, to act as a wind barrier and also help protect the smaller plants and just help them thrive. And as its name says, enhance the vegetation in the current project site. So that's just an illustration of the concept, how the bells act as wind barriers. And this is a most recent picture with the grass bells and the different irrigation systems that we got going on. To your far right, you see those little seedlings, which, by the way, it's native vegetation, just plants that could thrive with the existing conditions, salinity, low amounts of water, and those plants are actually being it's being coordinated with an effort with the local nursery. So that's also part of some of the benefits of this project, working with local partners. So to your left, you see some of the existing vegetation. And to your right, you see construction worker there, or one of our crew members bringing those new seedlings planted to the existing vegetation, for also to kind of help protect each other, and then eventually grow its size. So this is a picture from, I'll say, about a month ago or so. This is what we see after actually the Storm Hillary that was part of the region a couple of months ago. So with that significant amount of water, that really helped that vegetation grow. This is actually north of Salton City. So we're aiming to have this level of vegetation at this different location. So with that, with this sort of style or particular strategy of projects, we don't require, or we don't need as much water, but still help protect or keep the emissions down to a minimum from this project areas. Okay, just a quick list of projects that we got going on in collaboration with other entities. First, Audubon Bombay Beach Wetland Project. That's his name says. We have this partnership with Audubon. They are leading this project, and it's right next to the community of Bombay Beach. Also, the North Lake Pilot Project, which is in coordination with the Salton Sea Authority and the County Riverside. Also smaller but very important project, the Desert Shores Channel Restoration Project. that's in coordination with Swansea Authority and County of Imperial. So those are on our early stage. Some of them are doing geotechnical work, doing some analysis. Some of them already did some community surveying as well. So just early stage, but moving forward. And this next list of projects, just projects coming down the pipeline, the potential of expanding the SEH project and a bigger North Lake project. So just things that are kind of on the back burner for now, pending on funding and just different things to make these other projects happening as part of that larger 30,000 acre commitment that we have to deliver. And that concludes my presentation. I really appreciate the opportunity and I'll happy to entertain any questions.
Thank you. Any questions?
Thank you. It's a wonderful presentation. Thank you.
No, just pretty
Thank
cool
you.
pictures as you shared. Thank you. We'll move on now to a report on our Residents Engagement Academy update. Welcome.
Good evening, Mayor and members of the City Council. Ana Fernandez, Management Analyst, and I'll be giving an update on the Coachella Resident Engagement Academy. So I'll be presenting the first half and the director will be presenting the second half. Okay, so the Coachella Resident Engagement Academy was authorized by the City Council on June of this year, which was meant to develop an avenue for the city to communicate its roles and functions to our citizens or our residents, increase civic engagement in the city, and inform our residents of how they can contribute in the city as well. Our sessions did run from October 3rd to November 21st for 7 weeks on Tuesdays from 6 to 8 p.m. And this took place at the Coachella Library. Staff and partner agencies did present on the following 7 modules: City Manager's Office, Economic Development, Public Works and Engineering, Wastewater and Water, which included a field trip to the treatment plant as well as some of our water wells. The Development Services Department, which was planning, building, cannabis, as well as code enforcement. Finance and Public Safety, we had the Sheriff's Department as well as the Fire Department and the DA's office present on that day as well. We had a session for Community Health and Wellness, which was presented by RUHS, Riverside University Health System. And our last session was Community Engagement and Graduation. We did have a total of 23 graduates. We selected 25 participants, only received a response from 23 participants, and they all graduated the academy. We did have some survey and survey evaluation assistance from RUHS. So they provided us with some surveys and they provided an evaluation of the surveys at the end as well. Some of the things we would like to highlight are that 70% of participants indicated that their knowledge level of the city before participating in the academy was 70%. 90% of them indicated that their knowledge level of the city after participating in the academy was at 90%. And 94% of our participants said that their likelihood of playing a volunteer role in the city after participating in the academy, that was at 94%. So it was very high likelihood.
Flipped it. We flipped it.
Yes, yeah, which is good to see. So it kind of shows that we met our mission of getting the community more involved and them learning about what the city does as well. So during our graduation and last session, we did inform our participants of how they can continue being civically engaged in the city, whether it's being involved in our commissions, being involved in our community events, or volunteering in the city as well. And they were awarded and recognized for their leadership and dedication to the academy, which was a total of seven weeks. And now we'll have the director present on this section of the presentation.
I wanted to thank Anaí for all the good work that she did on this, as well as all the directors for presenting. It was a big effort, but this is the part of a larger effort that I think we want to engage in the future for community engagement. Our general plan does talk about establishing more community engagement protocols. So some opportunities in the future could be maybe the academy, there's a participant-led project related to a community issue. In the past, we used to have a program called the Colonias program, And that was a program where the city was divided into, I think, 6 or 7 colonias. And the city would go out to those neighborhoods with the public safety, code enforcement, and really identify what the issues were at the community-based level. So this was 95, 96. And then it kind of like, at least looking at the record, it went away. So that's another opportunity to revisit it. And then mini grants for community-initiated projects. So there is funding for some of this work. Right now, I would say it's very difficult to have the capacity to do all this, these type of projects. But it is something to kind of think about how we expand this in the city. The Colonias effort, this is the map that used to be in the general plan that divided the city into different colonias. Obviously, the city did expand and there's more neighborhoods than what existed in the general plan at that time back in 1996. But this is a receiving file, but just want to congratulate the city council for taking a chance and making this effort work.
Thank you.
City council?
I think it's great. You know, I didn't get a chance to go to graduation, but I saw a lot of the posts and my allergies. Not crying about it only because of my allergies. I think it's a great opportunity to engage community. You know, I think many of us here got involved in public service through some type of opportunity like that one. So I'm more supportive to increasing these opportunities to our residents. And if we could do, 2 a year, 3 a year, I'm not sure, but I'm on board. If we have the capacity in the staff, and we have funding, then I would, obviously there's the community-based projects that could continue to happen, but the city driving these efforts, I think are really great. I participated in Leadership Coachella Valley years ago, and this looks like a similar sort of class like that, but on a more local grassroots level. And so I would be supportive if you brought back a plan on doing these a few times a year for a few years. I know some folks reach out to me like, hey, I applied and I didn't get selected, and I would just comment, like my apologies, the council is not really involved in like the selection process, but if there were more opportunities that I could point to them saying, hey, it's going to come up again, apply again and all that, it'd be great to be, I would be very supportive of that.
I'll just say, great job, Anaí. You worked on it really hard. And so we're all very proud that, you did such a great job, and also to Gabe, for all of your efforts, really. I went to the graduation and a lot of people were coming together, and it was nice to see the community building around it. They showed up, they went, and they had a great learning experience, and they became more engaged, and they also made friends throughout the academy. So that was really nice to see. And like my colleague, I would love to see, more of these academies happening throughout the year. I think that one of the best things that we can do as a council, as a community, is to educate one another, is to really provide that support and ensure that, what I know, let me teach it to someone. Maybe they'll become a little bit more engaged in the decision making, of the city, which is exactly what we want. We want people to feel comfortable to show up to city council meetings, to look at the agenda, know what's on there. And I would just add, if we could somehow, I don't know if it was included at all in the process, but if we could also add to help them look at an agenda and say, this is what that means. This is who would be presenting, this is who would be leading the meeting. I think that's really important, because sometimes we have community members that show up and perhaps they're not familiar with the process. And education, let's educate our community, let's do it together. Anything that we can do to be supportive in that way, So those are just my comments, but congratulations, you guys did a really good job.
Yeah, I think to all of our staff, and Anaí in particular, for leading this, big kudos and congratulations to you. I participated in a few of the sessions, and I really liked the engagement and like the bonding that occurred with our residents. And I'm wondering, Gabriel, Anaí, that if this is part of a kind of a greater, bigger strategy of really engaging our community. And I think when we talk about La Colonia program, and that was probably a good program back in the day, I think we have a model that we already employ in the LLMD models, and we have really great engagement. I know we just had a LLMD meeting, Maritza, in my community, and we had at least a good 75 people strong. And I was there. I took a lot of questions, and we did pretty well. Staff did too. Renee did really well as well, and we really got to listen to the priorities of that community. And so maybe if we think about those LLMDs, about being feedback loops, and then also using those feedback loops to inform different departments, you know, within the city, I think is really, really good. Right now, I kind of see, you know, obviously Public Works is attending, fire, police are attending, code enforcement is attending. I did see some representatives from, you know, planning there, but more on the staff level. But I think that opportunity to, you know, create more feedback loops and to listen to the community and have a dialogue with people and facilitate a dialogue and not be afraid to engage with residents is very, very helpful. And I think it'll be very, very rewarding for our community and for us as a city and a city council. So, you know, it may be a little bit of a time to rethink of how we're doing our LLMD meetings. I think they're going really well. We're getting great engagement from the notices that we're putting up front. People are seeing them and really coming. But I think it's maybe an opportunity to kind of take a step back and reevaluate it and say, hey, how might we be able to engage more with our residents and then inform them more and then get their feedback more. So I like where we're going with respect to just more engagement, more transparency, more feedback loops, more just one-on-one with residents and letting them feel, you know, and know who the city is. I can tell you the feedback I got was that, you know, there have been times that they don't feel like departments are responding back to them. And so maybe we develop a policy that if a constituent calls, that we get back to them within 72 hours, a minimum of 72 hours. You know, so those are some of the things that as departments and as a government, we have to think about on how we're servicing our residents. Because nothing feels worse than, you know, when you have 75 people around you saying, I have not gotten a department call from X, Y, and Z departments. And I won't say which ones they are, but we filled it up and we got those responses to our residents. So there's a good avenue there, and it's something that we can learn from, but out of Grow and out of Boyd and everybody who really put together these programs. But, all right, with that, we'll move on. If there are no other comments to the consent calendar, it is recommended that the consent items be acted upon simultaneously. What are the wishes of the city council?
I'll make a motion to approve consent calendar.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
I will be abstaining from item number 19.
19, okay. Thank you. I'm gonna go ahead and take roll. Councilmember Delgado,
Yes.
Councilmember Figueroa,
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Galarza.
Aye. No,
Oh, I'm sorry.
Councilmember Galarza.
Councilmember,
Galarza.
yes, I'm sorry.
Councilmember
Councilmember Galarza.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, yes.
And then Mayor Pro Tem Virgen,
Yes.
Mayor Hernandez.
Aye. Move on now to item number 23. This is a reimbursement agreement with the Coachella Valley Association of Governments. I'll motion to approve this item.
Second.
There's a second. Can we get a roll call, please?
Councilmember Delgado,
Yes.
Councilmember Figueroa,
Aye.
Councilmember Galarza,
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Virgen,
Aye.
Mayor Hernandez.
Aye. Move on to item number 24. Finally, it's here, the establishment of the Equity and Social Justice Ad hoc Committee. I'll motion to approve this item.
A second.
There's a second. Can we get a roll call?
I just wanted to note, one of the applicants is actually a participant of the
Academy?
academy. and
Nice.
Got involved with that, so.
Good.
There's a motion and a second. Can we get a roll call, please?
Yes, Councilmember Delgado,
Yes.
Councilmember Figueroa.
Aye.
Councilmember Galarza,
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Virgen,
Aye.
Mayor Hernandez.
Aye. Move on to item number 25, authorize the city manager to execute a memorandum of understanding with the American Planning Association, California Executive Board and Planning Technician Assistance for the Community Planning Assistance Team.
Want a presentation?
Can we get a motion to approve this item?
motion to
There's a
approve.
motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
There's a second. Can we get a roll call?
Yes, Councilmember Delgado,
Yes.
Councilmember Figueroa,
Aye.
Councilmember Galarza,
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Virgen,
Aye.
Mayor Hernandez.
Aye. Move on now to item number 26. This is adopt resolution 2023-77, authorizing the amendment of the Cannabis Social Equity Program to align with the State of California Equity Act.
That was fast. Okay, so I'll be giving a brief presentation on the amendment of our current cannabis social equity program. So this program was approved by City Council on March 27, 2019, and it was meant to reduce the barriers of entry and increase participation for those who have been negatively impacted by previous criminalization of cannabis. And the city has provided resources and direct assistance to our local cannabis social equity verified participants through grant funding. Currently, we do have 5 cannabis social equity participants, which are Coachella Greenery, Coachella Relief, Pueblo Cannabis, as well as 2 other verified individual participants. They've received assistance with capital, technical assistance, legal assistance, workforce training, as well as regulatory compliance. In May of 2023, this year, we did receive a memo from GOBIZ, the Governor's Office of Business and Economic Development, stating that our current eligibility criteria is overly inclusive and inconsistent with the California Cannabis Equity Act. They did identify 2 classifications as being too overly inclusive and inconsistent, which were classification 2 and 3. So the issue with the classifications or the eligibility criteria were that they required an arrest or a conviction of a cannabis-related crime or must be low income, but they want the 2 criterias into one. So they would like to see the arrest or conviction of a cannabis-related crime and low income. So the classifications that we currently have separate the 2. They want to see the 2 combined into one. We did propose some additional changes because we haven't been receiving as many applicants or inquiries about the program. So our consultant did suggest opening it up to other Coachella Valley applicants who are interested in starting a business in the city of Coachella to bring more revenue into the city as well. So amending the Cannabis Social Equity Program would increase assistance to individuals negatively impacted by the former criminalization of cannabis, which eventually caused financial hardships on them. Currently, with the amended Cannabis Social Equity Program, only 2 of our current participants would fall under low income and having a cannabis-related crime, but we would grandfather all 5 current participants in the new amended program. And that's something that GOBIZ stated they would be fine with because they were found eligible previously. So if we don't amend the program, it can jeopardize the city's abilities to receive any local grant funds from GOBIZ in the future. And we do plan on conducting more outreach to expand the program in the city, which would either be through workshops, social media, including the program in our city's newsletter or anything that the council would recommend as well to do more outreach for the program. And we do recommend for the council to adopt resolution 2023-77 with the amendments as proposed. And that would be it. So I'm available to answer any questions. We also have the consultant online to answer questions as well.
I'll motion to approve if there are no questions.
I'll second.
You're a second. Are there any questions? Can we get a roll call, please?
Yes, Councilmember Delgado,
Yes.
Councilmember Figueroa,
Aye.
Councilmember Galarza,
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Virgen,
Aye.
Mayor Hernandez.
Aye. We'll move on to public comments. The public may address
Yeah.
the city council board. Item number 27.
Yes.
Oh, this is increasing the city council compensation pursuant to Senate Bill 329. I'll motion to approve item number 27. The state's giving you a raise. We're giving us a raise. It is what it is.
But I think it's important just quickly go over because I'm gonna support it too, but if you could just present, I think it's important to speak today, even before the bill, City Coachella Council is the lowest paid in the entire city, in the entire valley by a lot. And I think voting to increase our own pay, it feels awkward. But for me, the reason I would support this is for future generations of council members to increase civic engagement, especially amongst young folks that want to run for office. The current salary at $700 some, while other cities in the Coachella Valley that have the same amount of population, like Palm Desert, have more than double our salary, is not a good way to incentivize younger participation. And I think historically councils have been created this way so that the representation of the people in the dais are not young folks that actually need to be working or take time off and so forth. But that's what I think. And if you could quick, like this, I think folks could read the bill, but if you could jump into that sort of so folks understand and see that perspective, it's going to be important.
Perfect. No, well said, sir. Just to give you a little background, in June, the governor Newsom passed Senate Bill 329, which amends the California government code that allows the city council compensation. Currently, the code is sets the salary based on population. The former schedule was approved in 1984 and hasn't been adjusted for 4 years. In 2018, the city council passed ordinance 1127, setting the city council salary to $711.05. The purpose of the law, as Councilmember Galarza indicated, is to account for inflation, support diversity among city council members, and equity, right? The individuals across different income levels can now receive the sufficient funds to provide the difficult services that you provide for our residents. And this is the breakdown based on population, right? So as you see, the higher the population, the higher the salary. We fall under the 35 to 50,000 population. So the new proposed salary would be $1,275.
That's per month.
Per month,
Yeah.
correct? Per month. The ordinance pretty much revises 2 sections of our current municipal code. So it will increase from $711 to $1,275. There'll be a increase of $563, pretty much a 56% increase. And it will also have some cleanup language, so future adjustments can be made for inflation and so forth. So once you approve it today, it won't take effect until at least one member of the city council commences a new term. So that will be December of 24. So the new salary won't come into effect until December 2024.
Technically, maybe only 2 members of the council will be eligible.
And here are the comparisons, right? As Councilmember Galarza indicated, the city council of Coachella is the lowest paid city council in the valley, and that kind of was discouraging to me because you have all been very generous with the staff, passing a very favorable MOU for the last 4 years. You're out there in the community, attending different events, engaging with the community, empowering staff to do the things that we're doing, and attending various committees, commissions, and conferences. The average salary is $1,972. You're still below that. This brings you a little closer to being the average amongst your colleagues in the Coachella Valley.
A lot of my colleagues in the Coachella Valley have said that we need to give ourselves a raise because we're messing up their means.
Yeah.
The medium. Is what they're saying. So yeah, we're skewing the.
So my hope is that you pass this item with no comments, no questions, and just move forward. You deserve it, really.
Well, there's a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Any questions? We're gonna get a roll call.
Councilmember Delgado,
Yes.
Councilmember Figueroa,
Aye.
Councilmember Galarza,
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Virgen,
Aye.
Mayor Hernandez.
Aye.
Ordinance City Council of Coachella, California, amending Coachella Municipal Code Section 2.04.010 and 2.04.020 regarding city council compensation.
I hope the headline reads, the lowest paid city council in the Coachella Valley gives themselves a raise and still is the lowest paid in the Coachella Valley. So with that, we'll move on to public comments. The public may address the city council, board, corporation, and any item of interest. The public that is not on the agenda, but is within subject matter jurisdiction thereof. Anyone in the audience like to address the city council? Seeing none, we'll move on to reports and requests. I gotta get going. And so I wanna just speak first real quick, and then I'm gonna hand the meeting over to the Mayor Pro Tem. I wanna take a moment and congratulate the residents and the city. And tomorrow is a big day for the city of Coachella. Tomorrow, we have there's few members of the city council that will be headed up to Sacramento to receive a $22 million grant, and there's gonna be maybe 7 more, so in total, $29 million that will be coming to the city of Coachella for transformative climate change community grant. And I want to acknowledge Selena back there. Selena, congratulations. This has been a 2-year effort, and Selena and Gabriel, you deserve a lot of acknowledgement too, because you've created a staff that is getting really good at going after other people's monies. And if you want to take just in consideration how big this grant is, our budget is $33 million as a city. We're going to get a $29 million grant, which means that we're going to have opportunities to create programs, opportunities for our residents to put in new solar panels, to put in trees, to bring our first ever senior center apartment complex, which is super cool, to bring in more green cars and mobility, to work with our nonprofits so that they can be critical of us on how we implement this. But they're going to get money for that, you know, which is kind of cool, and keep us accountable. But it is a huge thing. It is huge. You know, I've gotten a lot of calls from folks that are congratulatory, and the region and the Coachella Valley that are very congratulatory, and they want to know how we do things. And I said, we got an amazing staff. We got an amazing city manager, and we got an amazing folks that are playing ball. And we have a record here of being successful, of going after other people's monies. And it's amazing to see the transformation. In addition, right, this has been a hell of a year for us, where we got $8 million to start a new park or expand a park at Las Flores. We got $6 million to create a new library annex. We have affordable housing that's being built in the city as we speak, and more market rate housing that is being built in the city as we speak. We got corridors that are being developed and new economic development and jobs that are coming into our city. So it's been, I think, a record year for the city of Coachella. And I want to congratulate you and acknowledge all of your work. You guys know me. For those who've been serving with me, we're gonna celebrate tomorrow, and then come Saturday, you know, my first call is gonna be, all right, what's next? Because that's just how we roll. I'm someone that really likes the pursuit and not the arrival. I'm someone that really appreciates the road to get there and how we figure it out. And when we arrive, I'm like, okay, cool, but what's next? So I will only challenge you as a staff to continue to be hungry, to continue to want to transform our community and bring what this community really deserves. And I'm really happy for all of you. I'm happy for this community. We will celebrate as a community. But I thank you for your hard work, but don't lose the drive. Don't lose the drive, because there's a lot of money out from the state, and the Fed is next. If we can establish a relationship, we can go after some of that money too. And so thank you. Thank you, Maritza, as well, for those community meetings. We had a great one out there. Thank you for the parade. It was a record 4.5 hours. I'm renaming it the Coachella Macy's Parade. You know, I think it's an amazing parade. But you know what's interesting about our parade is that it's a community driven parade, and you go down, you know, the route, and it's just a bunch of families that are out there enjoying themselves. And we have snow and s'mores and rides, and you know, we have comedy too, because our host sometimes is a little comedic, you know what I mean? And but we have community, which is also, it's beautiful. It's very, very beautiful. And you see the kids and the families that gather, that means a lot. And I can tell you this, that throughout the last few years, the amount of attendance has only been growing. I think this year was maybe a record attendance. And I think that's an indication of how we're doing, because when I was on the route, I only got teased twice about the parking violations, but everything else, on the route, Renee, no, that's not you, that's Maritza, parking violations on the street sweepers, that was the only comment I got, like, bájale los permisos, or like, to lower down the tickets, the permit.
We cut him a third.
We cut him a third, I know, I told him that, and it's, but anyways, but other than that, the feedback that I got from folks was very, very positive, and it was really, really cool to see that, and people just really happy. So congratulations, and with that, Mayor Pro Tem, floor is yours.
You guys on the council?
I gotta go. Oh, she's gonna.
Oh, you gotta leave there.
And Mayor, before you head out, can I just give these to you to sign them?
We'll continue with council member comments.
Go next.
Councilmember Figueroa.
So what's exciting to go to the parade last week. I stayed to the very end, 4.5 hours, and I gave out the winning trophies to people. And the mayor forgot to acknowledge that he gave the mayor's trophy to the charreria with the horses. So they won the mayor's trophy this year. So and they rode back in the horse, picked up their trophy in the horse. That was very exciting. I stayed to the very end, and it was great to see the horses at the end, and Mr. and Mrs. Claus came to the end. I was able, I got invited to the Bobby Duke winter concert for their beginning band and advanced band by the teacher there, Mrs. Ackerman. So that was very good to go and kind of see community, and was talking to folks there. And then I got invited to a soccer club's posada that I went to last Thursday, and that was really great to see the community come out for their impact, and they really talked about what they're looking for. So we're to have some comments for you, but they were talking about the Las Flores Ranch Park, some poll. So we'll talk about it later. But they had some questions there for you all. I attended my mosquito vector control meeting yesterday. Watch out for the Aegis. I get the mosquito that has the white stripe on it is still around, so be on the lookout. That's the one that bites your ankles and your hands all the time. It's invasive, so make sure you're looking at your water and where it's sitting at. So just looking forward to what comes next in the new year. I'll be attending tomorrow for the TCC in Grand Sacramento as well. So should be an exciting time, early morning flight. So, and then with that, excited to see what happens from the Resident Engagement Academy. Good. So.
Thank you. Councilmember Delgado.
There's lots of good things happening, and there's lots of good things happening in the state of California, and there's lots of good things happening with a lot of organizations out there, coming together to move, whether it's transportation, whether it's energy, whether it's public safety. I've been able to participate in many of these conversations. I was able to attend the Naleo Health Institution, and I think I shared that before. And it was about how we build healthier communities. And I think here in the city of Coachella, we've proved that we're on the way, and that we've continuously every single year been building healthier communities, whether it's through parks, whether it's through or eliminating these heat islands, these urban green projects, widening of roads. There's many, many things that we have done to move towards healthier communities. And it's important to understand that all of these are components to a healthier community. It's not just, a wellness center. It's not just recreation, but really providing a quality of life and quality services, to our residents. Additionally, I was invited to an energy summit in Las Vegas. And that was held by some nonprofits, but also in partnership with many organizations that includes the California Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. And we had some great panels. The first one was about just energy in itself, moving towards cleaner energy by the major energy companies in the city, in California, like SoCal, Edison. These were all individuals that were part of the panels and talking about the innovative ways they're moving towards to really tackle and create new ways of providing cleaner energy. With that was State Senator Bradford. He was also one of the panelists. He's also a champion of making sure that we have the infrastructure, that we have the energy, that we have the workforce development. The second panel was just superintendents from large counties in the state of California talking about implementing new workforce development training within the K-12s. So bringing it back to the high schools, where it's not just the conversation of going to college, because many of our students feel like they're being left behind. They're being eliminated from these conversations. So you have many superintendents out there and assembly members who are pushing for workforce development to start at the high school, and then also to tackle these many new industries that we're moving towards, like, energy. But there's a lot of stuff that goes in it, whether it's the carpenters, whether it's building and trade. There's lots of stuff that's going on out there, and we really need to get ahead of these types of workforce, new environments that are coming through. And then lastly, we had people from like United really talking about the path to hydrogen. I was able to talk a bit about what's going on at Sunline. Sunline is the only transit agency in the country that provides and creates our own hydrogen, the only one in the country. And that says a lot, but there's also issues. And when there are issues is who do we go to when we're being innovated and we're the first ones? And there's lots of things that we're having issues with at Sunline as well. So that conversation came about. And I also want to mention that we used to have an associate planner by the name of Juan Carrillo. Well, he's now an assembly member, and he's one of the champions along with Assembly Member Blanca Pacheco and, Assembly Member Luis Reyes. They were all in attendance, and they're all championing hydrogen. There's a lot of money that's being kicked down. And so we want to make sure that, we're ahead of the game. And I think we should also start having the conversations of providing hydrogen in the city of Coachella, just as an alternate to energy. Really need to start having those conversations. I missed the Senior Volunteer of the Year. Councilmember Figueroa was able to fill me in on that. As far as the parade, it is really long, but it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. You have a lot of kiddos. I have a lot of students out there, that I get to wave to. They're really excited, and it's nice to see them and their parents excited. I've been officially added to the executive directors team for the California League of Cities, representing the Riverside County division. I do want to mention that Riverside County is the 4th largest district in the state of California. So it's a big deal to be able to represent the California League of Cities here locally to make sure that, Coachella and the East Valley isn't being left behind. And so I'm very excited to start on that. As far as the Equity Committee, I'm happy and excited to see that getting started. I did see Deputy Perez added to it. So I know that she's going to be able to bring a great deal of knowledge. And lastly, I do want to congratulate the team, the executive team. I know that you guys, it's a lot of commitment, a lot of work, a lot of long hours to go after these grants. It really is. And I don't think people really understand that. It's hours and hours and days of long work. And it takes a lot of dedication and teamwork. I want to thank Selena in the back. Sometimes I don't think that we really, give her the credit that she deserves, but she hustles. This is the second round of the TCC grant, and it's disappointing and hurtful, when we're told that we're that close to getting the grant, and we just missed it. So I know that all of you are excited, and you can finally take a, deep breath that it's over. Along with my colleagues, I will be in Sacramento as well. And lastly, I echo my colleagues' comments about the community engagement. I do think that we should have listening sessions. I've also participated in many of these LMD meetings, and it goes a lot further than just talking about, what we're there for. So I think that we should, consider other ways of engaging, and I think that would be a great start. And then to Gabriel and Anaí, great job with the committee, the academy. I know at least 5 or 6 people in there, and they were very, very thrilled and very happy with the way you guys conducted it. So thank you, and I'm wishing everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I'll see many of you tomorrow, but everybody else, you know, we had a good year, and I know that 2024 will be even better. Thank you.
Councilmember Galarza?
Good evening, everyone. You know, it's 7:30 and we're close to the end of our meeting. I think might be a record when we're all here, but no, look, I just wanted to wish everyone happy holidays. Thank the staff for a great year and working in partnership with the council. We know that sometimes we come up with a lot of different ideas, and along with the ideas that you all are working on, and you know, day in and day out, and I think you know the fruits of our labor are paying out, and you know, we're ending the year on a great note. You know, again, congratulations to our staff for you know, going forward and working with our community members and our community partners and receiving that grant. I wish I could join you all tomorrow in Sacramento as you receive this. I have other obligations and won't be able to be there. But you know, at the end of the day, you know, it's great, great stamp and a great president to set. I know we're welcoming a grants manager very soon, so they're gonna have big shoes to fill. But I know they're gonna have a great mentor in Selena and in Gabriel and Maritza, amongst all of you, in showing the great work that we can do here as a community. And so lastly, I just want to congratulate Stephanie Virgen for being appointed as our mayor pro tem. You know, you've done a great job representing our community. I think like you, I can relate to you where we didn't grow up here, but we made it our home. Many like our parents and other folks that moved into Coachella, and we've embraced it. You know, I grew up in Oasis and I've been very open about that. And so, you know, but like many other folks, we moved into Coachella and made it our home, became civically involved, and even making it even better for the next group of people that are going to move into our cities and the kids that are going to be growing up here, that they have more resources, more access to recreational, more access to healthier resources than the way it was when we got here. I'm not saying that it was bad when we got here, but we need to make sure that we leave it in a better way. So I look forward to working under your leadership. And so again, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I will be brief. I know during the nomination, we kind of moved a little quickly, but I just want to say and thank my colleagues for trusting my leadership and my ability to be a good leader in the community and selecting me as mayor pro tem. I don't ever think that when opportunities come, I don't ever think of it as I deserve this or I deserve that. I think that I'm here to serve my community. First and foremost, I'm here to do what my community needs of me. And if my colleagues believe that, you know, under my leadership and that of the mayors and the entire council, that, you know, we're going to be able to accomplish great things, then I'm all for it. But never do I come in here thinking I deserve X, Y, and Z. On the contrary, I think that we should all just be working. And that's what we deserve, is to work. So nonetheless, thank you to you know, Councilmember Galarza and also to the mayor for the nomination. I wanted to discuss just very briefly some of the things that I've kind of been doing. Very fortunate to have applied to WELL, Water Education for Latino Leaders, their fellowship program, and I was accepted. So I will be very excited to work with them. During the interview process, it was interesting because the director, he asked, you know, why is it that you want to be here, or what drives you to try to do the fellowship program? And I said, well, I want to learn about water policy. You know, I don't know anything. I'm not here to tell you that, you know, I know everything and I know all of the issues in my city. I don't. I'm here to learn. And so he started laughing and said, wow, that's the most honest answer I've ever gotten. So anyways, very excited to be able to participate in that. I did attend the Volunteer of the Year celebration at the Senior Center, and that was really beautiful. It was one of the best feelings to walk into a room and just be, you know, you got all of this energy from our senior community. You don't think that that's going to happen all the time, but you walk in and they are so happy. They want to talk to you. They want to tell you about their life. They want to tell you about their family, and just the drive that they have. For me personally, it was really beautiful to walk in, because I don't think we see it that way sometimes when we walk into a room. Is we have all this baggage with us, right? Oh, I'm going through this, that, whatever. And you walk into a room, and you see the senior community, and you have hope, because they've probably gone through that or more, and they're still there. They're advocating for their programs, they're advocating for their center. They're there sharing, a great time with their friends and their family. And that just gives you so much hope. You're like, okay, like it's all right. The baggage that I have is gonna be okay. So anyways, that was a really nice moment to be there. The volunteer of the year was Maria Aviles Hernandez, and her entire family was there. One of her daughters shared really great memories of her growing up. And I know Councilmember Dr. Figueroa was there as well. And so we had a great moment celebrating with the community, and it was a really special time. So really lucky that we got to go there. We have a Panda Express. I know that some folks were really excited about that, so we don't have to go to Indio anymore for that food if you're interested in that food. But really cool. So we have it just down the street now. And being able to see all of this economic development, all of these new businesses coming into the city, they provide jobs, they drive the economy. It's great. Our city is growing. It's such a beautiful thing to see. And as Councilmember Galarza mentioned, him and I, we didn't grow up in Coachella. We were adopted by Coachella. We call Coachella home. This is our home. This is where, we want to spend our time. This is where I'd love to retire, hopefully sometime soon. And yeah, it's really great to be able to see all of the new businesses coming into the city. We had our parade. Yes, it's long, but it's awesome. We love it. We hear comments all the time. It's 4 hours. I get it, but we all have a really good time. And so I think it allows for the community to come together and really enjoy that. And I'll leave you guys with that. Happy holidays, a Merry Christmas. Congrats to Selena, Maritza, everyone on staff. You all have, you've done such an incredible job. And I hope that you hear it enough from us. And if you don't, tell us, but Gabe, under your leadership, you're doing a really great job, and we're just so grateful to have you all. And hearing all of our ideas. Yes, sometimes we're all over the place, but nonetheless, I think that shows you how much we care about our city and our community and moving forward. And I think we know that you do as well, because it shows. And being able to get this grant, I mean, it's going to be amazing. So thank you so much. Well, that I'll close the meeting at 7:08. No, we have city manager comments, but that's it for me. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Quick comments, in regards to the Coachella Rail feasibility study. We are kicking off, the second weekend of January, the feasibility study that will identify 3 site locations for the future rail. And within each site will encompass a half-a-mile radius, and we will be presenting a presentation to the council soon on that, on our efforts. That we have to finish that by December of 2025. So we're moving real aggressive, and we thank RCTC for their partnership. We will be moving forward with the pre-approved ADU plans for residents. So we will put that on our website around mid-January. They'll be free of charge. We will they will use those design plans, submit it to the city, pay their fees, and move forward with the construction. So they don't have to, design them, get them plan checked. That's already done. We'll have 6 different housing types, anywhere from 480 square feet to 1,000 square feet, and they'll be available on our friendly website. Also wishing our delegation that's going to Sacramento tomorrow the best of luck. Congratulations to Selena and her team for the hard work and effort. Appreciate the council's kind words, and that being said, happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Meeting adjourned.